we get into it, I just want to say we're not here to criticise people. We're not here to say, oh, look at your thumbnail, this, that, the other. It doesn't matter, yeah. It doesn't always come down to the thumbnail, it's the content itself. Yeah. If you want to criticise people, go and become a food critic or other, categories where people criticise like industries and stuff like that. But we're not here to argue. We're here to watch the video. Simple as that. If you don't like it, leave. Don't want bad people, negative people around it. Positive vibes, positive energy, positive comments only. So I will see you all over in the video.
Are you ready?
Right, so it's basically saying, is Boris going to resign? Is he going to be cancelled? And as you've seen in the last video, the clip will be over on this side. It will be over there shortly, and it should be over here now. Obviously, as you can see, it says, will Boris Johnson resign? So the Prime Minister's under pressure over claims about, when he broke the ball about having the party at Downing Street, trying to say that 30 people attended, 100 people attended, and he did say at one point, I did watch a video, he did say that he was not there, but he was there for about, he's trying to say 25 minutes, but then there's all sorts of different things that I've been hearing. But you can see now, it says Boris is facing one of the most politically, whatever that says, moments of his premiership, as he continues to come under intense scrutiny over his involvement in a series of number 10 drinking parties held in the midst of England's lockdowns to combat the coronavirus. Having initially said in December he was sickened at the prospect of Downing Street employees ignoring social restrictions, the Prime Minister found himself sidestepping questions about whether he attended the event on 20th of May 2020, which was in lockdown. First one, after an explosive leaked email, staff were invited to attend the bash and bring your own booze party. Number 10 stonewalled questions over the party, pointing to the Whitehall investigation led by senior civil servant Sue Gray into rule-breaking events. But anger only grew among Tory MPs and conservative-leaning newspapers. Finally, at the Prime Minister's questions in the House of Commons at high noon on Wednesday, I'm guessing this was Wednesday last week, Mr Johnson addressed the issues, confirming that he had attended the garden gathering for around 25 minutes with the intention of thanking his staff and their efforts during the pandemic. While claiming somewhat improbably, I believe implicitly, that it was a work event. So he's basically trying to say it was a work event, but as you can see, it just said bring your own booze party. So how's that classed as a work event? And then he's saying that he apologised, he expressed empathy, and the public were furious about what happened. It's just basically, and then obviously you've got the leaders and stuff like that. Sorry about that coming up. And yeah, basically they've just been arguing about it in Parliament, but they're just saying like if he was, there's already 3-4 people inside if he does end up, resigning. But everyone knows if the PM resigns that they have to get another one, but it will take a month. But obviously the Deputy Prime Minister will step in Boris Johnson's, position until obviously they find a new one. But they said it only takes a month. But there's just so much that's been going on. Look, the Deputy Prime Minister, his name is Dominic Raab, and Chancellor Rishi Sunak and Foreign Secretary Liz Truss has been issued without a great deal of evident enthusiasm. Since then, news of more parties have emerged, with the Daily Telegraph reporting that Downing Street staff attended 2 separate events on 16th of April 2021. Sorry about that. Which was the year later. So that's 3 parties. So one at the start of lockdown 2020, and then 2 last year in April. And that was the evening before Prince Philip's funeral, which saw the Queen sit alone, which a lot of you will probably know that anyway. And that was due to COVID rules, because she was only allowed to have maximum 8 people at her funeral, or any gathering. But yeah, it's just, I'm going to put this in the description below so you can go look at it yourself. It's a big article, it just goes on and goes on. But you can see me scrolling through it, just so you can read it for yourselves. I won't go too fast, just because obviously I don't know which bit you would be on, because obviously I'm not there, so I'm not going to know. But basically, it was just a short one, just to show you that, you know, he's broke the rules. Like, if they're making the rules for one person, yeah, for everyone else, the public, everyone else, then why can't they follow it themselves? It's the same with the police as well, but that's going to be a separate video. Yeah, I've had a lot of bad feedback. I'm not surprised that there's people going around rioting and stuff like that when you get things like this going on. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, I don't know why you need to do that. And I did come across, another article. It was at the end, by the Deputy Prime Minister. As you can see, it's just loading at the minute. That was, I think they were talking about saying that when Boris steps down, look, the processes surrounding who takes over as Prime Minister is the serving leader steps down and can't complete their duties, although the role would rarely fall on the shoulders of the Deputy PM. Which, yeah, but now they're saying Mr. Johnson insisted today that nobody told me that the boozy knees up he has admitted attending broke the rules in place at the time. Well, if he's the one saying he made the rules, how can he say he's not broke the rules when he was still there? That don't make sense. It's the same with wearing masks. You're legally obliged. You do not have to tell them if you're exempt. It says it on the government website. You can go look for yourself. Obviously that's UK. You can go look for yourself. You don't have to tell them. You don't have to say what you're exempt for. You don't have to tell them that you're exempt, because that's your right. And if they try and take that away from you, then they're in the wrong. But anyway, back to it. He's been having attacks from, I think the deputy, or Boris, has been having attacks from his former aide Dominic Cummings, who claimed that Mr. Johnson lied to Parliament over Partygate. At the time of writing, the Deputy Prime Minister is a position held by a former Foreign Secretary, that Dominic person I was on about. He drew fury last year when the exodus from Afghanistan following US military withdrawal. He was on a slow return to the UK from his holiday in Kuwait. He said with hindsight he would not have gone away at all, although he was caught unawares by the speed at which the Taliban retook the country. And this is going on about other stuff, but basically I'll attach this one as well so you can go have a look for yourself. I'm going to take it off the screen anyway now. But yeah, it's just, obviously COVID is going to be, I reckon it's just going to be like around for a long time. And all you ever hear on the news is just either whether it's because of cancelling Boris because of what he did, if he's going to resign, or Covid this, Covid that, Omicron and all this. Or Omicron just sounds like some Transformers, but I'm not going to go on anymore because there's not really much to it, because a lot of you probably already know that, and then I've got to get on with all the things myself. You've got to get on with all the things yourself. But it's been nice having you around. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you want to, subscribe if you want to. There's no pressure, you don't need to. I appreciate all the support I have, that I am getting, and I'm going to leave it at that, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.